Happy Saturday, everyone. Saturday evening, I should say. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. Of course, this is another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Of course, I am your host, Jared O'Levin Green. And of course, I have my co-host, Code 67 Sport TV, LDBC brother. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored this evening, bro. How you doing?
I'm blessed. I can't complain. And also my other co-host, JB. What's going on, man? What's the move?
What's up, man? What's up, fellas?
What's going on, JB?
Same old, man.
Yes, sir.
So you know how it is. We had some football action today. Actually, the UFL action actually. Two UFL games basically went and played today. And I must say it was the last game was very good. The first game was the Birmingham Stallions versus the Arlington Renegades. The Birmingham Stallions won 27-14. Very good game. Very good game as far as just the start of it. Nobody really wanted to see a blowout, so it was competitive till the end. Birmingham Stallions defense started closing in. That defensive line started coming up to play, and secondary played well as well. And also for the last game, St. Louis Battlehawks. This was probably the exciting game of the two. It was actually. The St. Louis Battlehawks looked to, in the last few seconds of the game, it looked that they was going to win, but Michigan, plus this out, coach, Michigan Panthers kicker kicked a 64-yard field goal to win the game.
Whoa!
Yes, sir.
And that was his first kick since high school.
Man, it sounds like he's gonna be on the NFL roster to me.
Yeah, most likely. But UFL, I gotta take my hat off to you. Good start. Salute to my brother Brandon Bazell. He said we in the mix. Salute, man. Appreciate you coming. Very good content creator Brandon Bazell. He also do food reviews, and he also is a co-host or a guest on Big Reggie Show. Another bomb ass channel. I appreciate you, man. JB, what did you think of the game? Because you know me and you was watching it. Especially, let me be more specific. What did you think of the first game, Birmingham Stallions, Arlington Renegades, and then the second game, St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Michigan Panthers?
I want to say shout out to Matt Corral. He didn't, I guess, quite cut in the NFL with the Panthers, but man, he played some good football. He threw a pick at the beginning of the game, but he settled down and put his team in a position to win. For the Birmingham, what was it? The Birmingham Stallions? Is it?
Yes.
Yes. So the Birmingham Stallions did their thing, and then on the other side for the Arlington Renegades, I like Luis Perez, but he didn't really play his best game today. I like it because it was kind of like a UFL, a USFL versus XFL from last year. So
right.
the best two teams who won last year faced against each other, and Birmingham won. So shout out to both teams. That was a pretty good game, competitive game. And I guess until the fourth quarter, the last game, which was the Michigan Panthers and the
St. Louis Battlehawks.
St. Louis Battlehawks. That was a good game. It was good to see some of the players that I've followed in college and in the draft, like Hakeem Butler,
Yeah,
over there at the Battlehawks. Um, and like I said, Arlington just kept hanging around. It was a close game without
you mean
for most of
Michigan,
the game. No, yeah, Michigan kept hanging around.
right?
I thought the Battlehawks with St. Louis was going to close it out,
Right.
and extend the lead, but that's what happens when you don't finish off teams. They'll beat you by a field goal, and who knew that dude could kick like that. So
And that's crazy. First year, bro. I mean, first kick ever since high school, bro. So
hey, that's
that's phenomenal.
kudos to him. He for sure is gonna have an NFL contract in the future. So he's not gonna be in the the UFL for long.
Coach, did you get win of any of these games?
Actually, bro, my interest was more on the NCAA tournament, so no, I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Well, okay, definitely. We got a segment for the NCAA tournament for men and women. So uh no worries. You can definitely eat off that. Um but yeah, there was some good football today, man. Good football for the spring football league, the UFL. So Dwayne the Rock Johnson and his ex-wife started off to a great start with the UFL, in my opinion. In my opinion, of course, they have to keep that momentum going, and the audience have to keep on viewing it and supporting it to be successful, of course. But as for today, in my opinion, they got a W as far as the quality of football. All right, all right. Now we're gonna talk about the Elite Eight. How is your bracket looking? I'm not gonna lie. I'm my bracket is all jacked up, man. Of course, I picked my Tar Heels to go make it to the championship, or at least the Final Four. Of course, those who didn't know, Alabama eliminated my Tar Heels, which I'm not gonna lie. I was um how they've been playing, by how bipolar the Tar Heels have been playing. I knew it was going to happen with a team that was going to be like just locked in, especially with the squad like Alabama. Of course, all Tar Heels all day, but I just knew this day was going to come. Before I know JB, you going to talk about the Tar Heels, but I got to give props to our ACC rival, NC State. They are a big, well, are they a big surprise? Because like JB said the other show, in my opinion, the ACC is probably the best, toughest conference when it comes to um,
Basketball.
basketball, college basketball. Because we had like 4 squads in the tournament. From all, you still got Clemson, still got Duke. So we was the 4th, and we got eliminated. So there's 3 now. So Clemson, NC State, and Duke all in the ACC. And NC State, they were up and down in the beginning of the season, but they got locked in, found their identity, and they are balling. But Coach, I'm gonna JB, I'm gonna let you go last. But Coach, as far as the Elite Eight, we got Clemson playing Alabama. Alabama, like I said, eliminated us, and then we have Illinois and UConn, and then we have Tennessee and Purdue tomorrow, and then we have North Carolina State and Duke tomorrow. And excuse me, UConn, Illinois is currently playing. I need to get the score. But with me saying that, Coach, which games were you watching? I know you be mostly on the female side, but
Well,
as
yeah,
far
yeah,
as
yeah. Of
men,
course, the game I I intently watched was LSU and UCLA. With the Bayou Barbie being in foul trouble. I felt like it was an impressive win for the Lady Tigers to win by 9. I
I
felt
ain't
like
gonna
that was
lie. I ain't gonna lie, Kay, and shout out to the Bayou Sports Talk, one of Coach's shows on his channel. Him and his sister Kay be having, and King is cousin King Ray be cooking over there. Y'all subscribe and like and share, especially if you're Louisiana sports fan. But um, I agree with your sister Kay. She said they can do better. I believe they can definitely play better than that. They gonna have to. 'Cause that's a tough Iowa team. Caitlin
Mhm.
Clark ain't taking no prisoners. So if if they come with that bull crap, they definitely gonna be sent home back to Louisiana. But I will say this about LSU: Angel Reese, even despite the foul trouble, to me, and she took her lumps because that 6'7" girl was scoring on her. She was giving Angel Reese the business on the offensive side. But what I loved about Angel Reese, she kept her composure and kept as far as in the paint and the being being just talking to her teammates, letting know we still in this. You know what I mean? Because at one point I thought, UCLA might pull away, but LSU, because of the caliber team they are, they didn't let it happen. And shout out to Fly J Johnson. She was balling, man.
Yeah, she did her thing today.
They couldn't stop her going to that hole. But
Mhm.
I was impressed with Angel Reese because she had a tough game. It wasn't her best, but she showed composure. So, Coach, what did you think?
Like I said, I mean, Flaw J, she did her thing. Even with Angel Reese being in foul trouble, they were able to pull it out the fire. They were able to get, you know, K didn't think they were overwhelming, but I figure if probably your best player, arguably, an Angel Reese, if she was in foul trouble most of the game, you still win by 9 points. Me personally, I think that's an impressive victory. Now, I disagree with you in regards to them playing against Iowa. I'm not saying they could have a lackluster performance and beat Iowa. However, I think it's a bad matchup for Iowa. I think it's going to be pretty much a repeat of last year in the championship game. Hopefully, I was hoping they got to play them in a later round, but the fact that they get to see each other in the Elite Eight, I was hoping it'd be like the Final Four or even the championship game. But even with that being said, I think it's going to be a good game. I think LSU going to pull that game out. In regards to the men's side of things, a lot of people's bracket are like extremely busted. Of
Yes,
course,
sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
not really into the bracketology aspect of it. That's why I was surprised that like a handful of teams that I say gonna do a little something. I'm surprised they're still in it. Duke's still in it. NC State still in it. Tennessee still in it. I didn't have Purdue being going as far as they went, and I had Alabama and UConn. And out of this group, hopefully Alabama win it all. And y'all know the reason why I want Alabama to win it all. I shouldn't have to. If you follow my channel, if you know what university I graduated from, even though it's Alabama, it's still tied to Southern University. So y'all know who I want to win and why I want them to win it all.
All right. And Big Red, you still in the chat, brother? UConn Huskies did win. So they did. UConn did get the victory today against Illinois, 77-52. And Clemson is playing Alabama today at not in a few minutes, actually. In a few minutes. So and that's why it's gonna be a short show today. I know everybody's sitting at family members' house or even at a house, trying to celebrate the holiday. Even if you don't celebrate Easter, man, take this opportunity to visit family, man. Tell them how you love them, and because you never know, man. Time, like Picasso said in the chat, time flies, man, and you never know when you're gonna see somebody again. So please, even if you don't believe in Easter, please take advantage of it and eat some good food and chill with your family, man.
Yeah, and shout out to the brother Picasso. I feel like just like us in the field of education, I feel like truck drivers, y'all not valued and appreciated. So shout out to the brother Picasso.
Shout out to Picasso, man.
Yeah, shout
And
out.
you be safe on that road, bro.
Yeah, man, you be safe, bro. Brandon said you kind not making a little shout out Big Red.
But yeah, what JB had in regards to, the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, JB, go ahead and as far as the men and women's, but I know you're gonna go in talking about your boy DJ Burns, man. Even though he's not he's the enemy when it comes to the ACC. Um, he North Carolina. You just raving about how North Carolina State impressed you, man. But go ahead and talk about them Tar Heels, man. And salute to J Bar in the chat, man. He said
salute J Bar.
Always supporting people, man. Appreciate you.
I just want to get this off my chest. I am not a fan of Hubert Davis. Let's get that out the way. I think he's been having some good squads, and I think it's been inconsistent coaching. There's no way that these boys shouldn't be in the Final Four. You have the best center in the nation. And then it's always in tough games we allow other teams to take us out our game. We can shoot the three, but we're not a 3-point shooting team. Okay? So it's just frustrating when, the first half against Alabama, y'all, we was beating them in the 3-point shooting contest. And, of course, during the halftime show, you had like Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley, the Kellogg dude, and
Clark Kellogg.
Yeah, Clark Kellogg, and then Ernie. Ernie Johnson, yes. And as soon as, Charles Barkley said that we were gonna win, I said, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, that's a death sentence right there.
Yeah, death sentence. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, okay, we was beating them in the threes in the first. We were killing them, but that's not our game. We're not a 3-point shoot team like Bama, or Duke, or these other teams that can shoot, or Bama. You know what I'm saying? I think I said Bama, but you get the point.
You did. We get the point, yeah.
So, and then we had this one dude, number 3. His name was Ryan. Ryan, I forget his name.
Cormac
He was a transfer for Notre Dame.
Cormac Ryan or something like that. Yeah.
Cormac Ryan, he was hot. We stopped giving him the ball. You know what I'm saying? He was making a 3, but he was hot. He had the hot hand. RJ Davis, the ACC Player of the Year, he wasn't playing good. And the Alabama team, they're long. And RJ Davis is 6 foot. So he's, RJ Davis used to kill dudes off the dribble. He's real quick. And he got like an Allen Iverson type game. But in this game, it didn't work because those dudes was long and their radius was long.
Yeah.
And their athletic. So even though he get around dudes, he would try to go for a layup and they'll block it. So Fast forward to the last,
Few seconds.
I
of the
think
game.
5 seconds, 5 seconds to the game.
Yeah.
Hubert Davis called an isolation with R.J. Davis, and there's one white dude on Alabama. He's very good. He like a 6'9" center that can shoot. Forward center that can shoot. He was killing us all game.
He longer than
Well,
that. He's 6'10", 6'11".
Well, he was killing us. So Hubert Davis called an isolation between a 6'9", 6'10" forward versus R.J. Davis, who is 6 foot. Long story short, when R.J. Davis, he beat him to the basket, but he blocked it. So I'm sitting there like, you have Baycott. You have, what's the brother, number 55? What's that brother name? I like his game. Anyway, you had him. You had, like you said, Cormac Ryan.
You talking about Harrison Ingram, number 55?
Harrison Ingram. R.J. Davis is not playing good this game. See, Jay Barno, the worst caller of the game. And these dudes wasn't better than us. You know? But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Tonight, that night, they were better than us that night. Not just
I'm talking about as a team.
Yeah.
As a team, they was not better than us. I think it was just bad coaching. This was region last year. We didn't make the playoffs because we kept forcing stuff with Caleb Love. You know, Caleb Love went to then he went to Arizona, not Michigan. He went to no. They just played. Am I right?
Yeah, Arizona. It was Arizona.
He went to one of these teams that got knocked out.
Arizona.
Because he was up or down. We put our offense through one player instead of giving him the ball to Baycott. We played.
Or the white boy, Ryan. It was hot.
Yeah. So last year we tried to play through Caleb Love. Caleb Love, he's inconsistent. He wasn't. He's so streaky. So, and then we stopped playing through Baycott. So this year we played through Baycott, and we get to the game and we decided not to go through, you know, our bigs because Ingram was beating homie off the dribble. And they had that Hakeem the Dream move on him, where he spin on the inside.
We talking about Dream Shake?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dream Shake.
Not
And
exactly like the Dream Shake, but similar to it, yeah.
We was determined to get R.J. Davis going, and that lost us the game.
Yeah.
Now, as for NC State, I didn't like how they beat us in the ACC tournament. It was a shocker. Because if you look at NC State record, they're not. You'll say they're not a good squad. It's really a Cinderella story. But like I told y'all last week, the ACC is the best conference in college basketball. You could take 10 teams from the ACC and beat half of probably the top 20 teams in the nation. Possibly upsetting. So that's how good the ACC is in basketball. So if you look at their record, you'll see that they lost most of their conference game because it's the ACC was loaded this year.
Yeah.
So when they got in the tournament, and it was our fault, you know, they start killing everybody because they have this one dude named R.J. Davis.
No, not R.J. Davis.
I'm a DJ Burns. DJ Burns. Excuse me. I'm still thinking about the Tar Heels. DJ Burns, number 30. He is a monster. And like I said last show, he has the Zach Randolph type game where he ain't going
280.
Yes. He a bowling ball. He not gonna out jump you, he ain't gonna outrun you. What he gonna do is just run your ass over and hit you with a little hook. And get to his spot on the floor by pushing you out the way. Exactly like Zach Randolph game. So I'm interested in watching NC State fan. Even though they're rivals, but I am an ACC fan. I will be watching Clemson and NC State. I'm never gonna support Duke. So Duke can win and lose. I don't give a damn. But and as for the ladies, um, I'm watching close LSU, Iowa, um, Caitlin Clark,
Yeah.
and of course South Carolina. South Carolina is the boogeyman and boogie, or I should say boogie woman in women's college basketball. They just beat the shit out of everybody, you know. So everybody keep talking about Iowa, Caitlin Clarkson, and Angel Reese
You
and
said Caitlin
LSU.
Clark. Caitlin Clark.
Whatever, Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, South Carolina is that team. Till somebody says otherwise.
So
Well,
you don't
LSU
think-
the defending champs, so hey.
Yeah, they are. They are. But I'm a fan of their coach in South Carolina.
Don Staley. Yeah.
Don Staley, yeah.
Yes. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. But it's been good basketball, another season of basketball, good basketball as far as in the college realm. So, okay, all right, fellas, all right. Here's one of the topics that Coach brought to my attention. We're gonna talk about it, man, because we've talked about it in the past, but it's getting it's getting ridiculous, man. It really is. So there are two players that show their complete ass in the SWAC. I mean, showed like dominance a few years back. One was a quarterback, Akil Glass from Alabama A&M, and the other was, of course, when Coach Prime was the coach at Jackson State, his star linebacker, Ari Miller Jr. Both of these gentlemen are not on the NFL team, XFL, none of that. And these dudes can ball. So I don't want to hear that they're not good enough or they just can't. They can at least play on at least an XFL team. UFL team. Excuse me. Ari Miller was signed to the Dolphins practice squad for a little bit, but I believe he was cut. And then I believe for a little bit, Akil Glass was with the
Tampa Bay Bucks
for a little bit, but it didn't. I don't know the ins and outs, but he didn't make the roster. So I feel like they just, because that HBCU school is beside their name, I believe they just get overlooked. And another good example is Devontae Kincaid. Devontae Kincaid did not make an NFL roster, and that's one of the greatest travesties as far as somebody not making a team, and they have the caliber to make a difference on a team. Coach, I'm going to you about this. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't think there's no real reason, no way you could justify Akil Glass not at least being in the CFL, the UFL, the NFL, whatever the case may be. And in terms of Aubrey Miller Jr., Aubrey Miller Jr. was a dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when he was at Jackson State, I mean, he was a force of nature, bro. And it's like you got these two players. To me, I know, all right, even if you make an argument for the NFL saying, well, hey, it's not enough roster spots. All right, cool. But when you get to the CFL and the UFL, man, to me, it's no way they should be like sitting at home and not on nobody's roster. To me, there's no way you could justify. There's no way you could rationalize it. To me, I think it's just a travesty of justice that neither one of these players are on an active roster anyway. And of course, I know they bounced around in terms of like NFL training camp and USFL and so on and so forth. But to me, I think they both too good of talents to just not be on an active roster anywhere. That's just my personal opinion,
Yeah, I agree. It's just it's tired of these HBCU brothers getting overlooked, man. Hopefully, games like the Legacy Bowl will help, distinguish this stigma. We've players already improved in the past and currently that HBCU players can play, man. Like Isaiah Land is on the squad right now. You know what I mean? And Marquise Bell from FAMU, even though they switched him to linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, he's on the squad. It's just those two examples right there. So you got dudes that can play at a high level that play at a HBCU. So I just think the scouts are just yes, that's the HBCU All-Star game, Brandon.
the
The
Legacy Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep. And I could, and I know you about to say something, Coach, but I don't know about you. I pick like 3 or 4 defensive linemen if I was a NFL scout or in the person in the front office that that help decide who you want on your ball club. I saw like 3 or 4 defensive linemen in that game that I want.
But even if you look at it from a historical standpoint, you got players like Jerry Rice, who's, in my opinion, the greatest wide receiver in NFL history. You got Walter Payton. You got people like Steve Ed McNair, Tavares Jackson. So, you got a track record, whether we talking about in the SWAC, in the MEAC, just the HBCU realm in general. Like so many players just that's historically great. So there's players that now that's worthy of being in the NFL, in the CFL, in the UFL. And I know, the short time Coach Prime was at J State, like he shined a light on the SWAC. But even with that being said, it's like with him going to Colorado, you have no one to be a flag bearer in terms of being able to constantly vouch for, these HBCU players now that he's, went to a PWI, going to a PWI.
And like what Picasso put in the chat, he said Deion's job was to fill up the seats. College ball players get looked over all the time because, in my opinion, coaches looking for consistency, accuracy, accountability, people get tired. Yeah, man, it's but I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times some of these coaches they looking for accuracy, accountability, and consistency, but they be looking for the wrong people. And then you have this HBCU player that's probably not as bad or even better as a person from, let's say, Ball State. They got drafted in the 7th round. They might as well have drafted that HBCU player.
Yeah, because I told you this one of our previous shows. At one of the schools I worked at, I worked with a Grambling legend. His name was Carlos Pennywell. He played in the NFL for the New England Patriots. And he was telling me, he was like, man, Coach, I'm telling you. He said the way the NFL draft is set up, he said they draft these players from, these PWIs. he said, before the lockout in the 80s in the NFL, basically he was like, if you look at like the top players on their team went to like HBCUs, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, is a system and structure in place that, these players that were high profile in college might have won a Heisman Trophy, might be a first team All-American, whatever the case may be. He said that structure is in place to really to push those players to the forefront. And, he was just telling me this years ago. And, this is the struggle you have to deal with being in a HBCU realm. They got players that currently have the talent to play in the NFL. There's no doubt in my mind about it. But like I said, I know that you have a limited amount of roster spots, but even with that being said, I still believe you got guys that should be on NFL teams as we speak,
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. JB, I know you're not as knowledgeable as me and Coach is as regarding to HBCUs, but you are knowledgeable as far as football and sometimes the politics. So what is your opinion on this?
Oh, it's easy. Some of these boys need to be drafted. Look, man, it's like this. In the past couple of years, especially for quarterback, right? We drafted the Paxton Lynches and the Brock Osweiler's and the Nathan Petermans and a lot of quarterbacks, or even offensive linemen from PWIs, and they wasn't worth, in all due respect, because they were successful in college, but in the league they wasn't worth two dead fly smash, So players like you said what's his name? Akeem Glass?
Akil Glass, yeah.
Akil Glass, your boy, Devontae Kincaid, they should get a look. They should be getting looked at by some of these training camps. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, I promise you that, Devontae Kincaid was better than Ben DiNucci. That one time when Dak went down, and I read that the Cowboys was looking at Devontae Kincaid, and they picked Ben DiNucci, and they picked Ben DiNucci. And Ben DiNucci is not even really accurate like that. So it's not even about accuracy, because Nathan Peterman is still in the league. I still remember when the Buffalo Bills benched Tyrod Taylor for Nathan Peterman, and Nathan Peterman went out there and threw 5 picks in a half. No, excuse me, in a quarter. So I don't want to hear that BS about, accuracy and consistency. There's a lot of inconsistent quarterbacks that's on the NFL roster right now.
Yeah, and that's what Picasso is saying. That's what coaches are looking for, but they're not. They're looking in the wrong places. So that like Picasso was saying, that makes them full of it. And like Brandon just said in the chat, he said you could fill the bottom end of your roster with HBCU players and save cap space at the same time. It will all be so simple and make sense. Yes, and in my opinion, Brandon, we need to draft Sandiana Anderson from Grambling, edge rusher, in the 6th or the 7th round, or at least pick him up for free agent if he's not drafted. And I got a feeling he may get picked up in the draft.
He definitely need to be drafted. He definitely need to be drafted.
He might, because Brandon, he might even beat out. No, he probably will beat out Adafe Owe.
Oh, he a beast, bro.
Put Sandiana Anderson a season in the weight room. Shoot. His athleticism alone will help him out. Yeah. Good example, J-Bar, Curtis Painter. These
Yeah,
dudes are
there's
being
a
drafted.
there's a couple quarterbacks that should never really been on the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
So
Brandon said he would be more available than Ajabo. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Ajabo, he better have a breakout season. But he either here nor there. But JB, that was a good example. And you did your research on that. Like, yeah, I do remember where the Dallas Cowboys was looking to put Devontae Kincaid or Ben DiNucci on their roster because Dak had went down, and they picked Ben DiNucci, the guy from James Madison. Well, first he was at Pittsburgh, then he transferred to James Madison. But the more caliber type of quarterback, in my opinion, better caliber quarterback, in my opinion, was Devontae
that they
Kincaid.
needed, yes.
And then I mean, not only that, but people don't realize. I mean, he started at Ole Miss. I mean, he probably would have been a dog at Ole Miss had he stayed. So
Yeah,
I mean, if it wouldn't have been for the family issues, him transferring to Grambling, he'd have been a guy at Ole Miss eventually.
and it was not just family issues. They that Bo I forget the quarterback name at Ole Miss, Bo something. They
Bo Wallace.
looked out and got Bo Wallace.
Man, that boy was not all that. I'm gonna keep it true. I'm not even
It
gonna
wasn't.
sugarcoat it.
Devontae was better than him. And it wasn't surprising to me that when Devontae Kincaid, of course, he did a big reason in that Devontae Kincaid transferred because his mom was sick, so he wanted to be closer than his mom. But it was a surprise he made himself a Grambling legend at quarterback because he's been doing that since high school.
And I mean, just not just at one position. I'm just talking across the board. You mean to tell me in the SWAC you don't have an offensive lineman that could be like the next Teron Armstead, another quarterback that could be the next Tavares Jackson, or whatever the case may be? We're not even comparing them to like the Jerry Rices or the Walter Paytons or the Steve McNair. We just talking about guys that could make an NFL roster and be a long-term NFL player for like 10, 12 years in the NFL. You can't tell me they don't have guys in the SWAC that's capable, even just in the HBCU realm, just in general, whether it's the SWAC, whether it's the MEAC, or whether it's just in the HBCU period.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I look at, bro,
Yeah, I agree with you. And Picasso said, yeah, agreed. And I'm also reiterating some people have off nights and some have off seasons, but the coaches and managers have to be right more often than wrong. Yes. And lately, most of them been wrong. So good point, Picasso.
Yeah, and I mean, we understand there's a political dynamic to it also, but at the end of the day, if my job is on the line, I'm trying to get the best available players, and I'm trying to, secure my job and have financial security for my family. I'm not worried about the politics. I'm trying to get the best players I could get, and a lot of these GMs, they just missing the mark.
Facts, man. Facts. I mean, but it is this the only way this will stop happening if, and this is just me being real. That's why Travis Hunter, what he did, even though he was there, he was at Jackson State for a short time because he followed Coach Prime in Colorado. If more players would do that, say if these PWI schools and they'll just go to everybody, just flood the HBCUs like back in the 60s and 70s, because of course back then they had no choice
Because of integration. Yeah.
because of integration. But if they do, that's the only way. And I'm no disrespect to the brothers that's still there, that's currently there, because like we discussed, there's some dogs there, but But they're being overlooked because they're not the 5-star, you know what I mean, player that's going to the Alabamas or the Michigans, you know what I mean. So it's gonna this is gonna keep happening. A lot of good players are gonna be overlooked. Man, Aubrey Miller is a good practice squad piece. I can tell you right now.
I mean, sideline to sideline, an excellent blitzer.
Special
Good with
teamer
his
too.
hands, strong. Yeah, I mean, he does a variety of different things. You cannot tell me he's not good enough to make a NFL roster. You know what I'm saying? And you brought up a valid point, but I mean, I don't know, bro. It's a complex issue. It's a convoluted issue. I mean, I don't know. To me, I think that you know you need to have some kind of advocate that could really, I don't know.
Well, there gotta be, man, but who knows, man? Who knows, man? But like we've been saying that we've been preaching this for years, man, and other HBCU platforms, but especially us talking about the Southern Baller Show and Bayou Sports Talks and shows like that, But we still gonna hold up the battle stained flag until uh things change. You know what I mean? Uh, but ladies and gents, thank you for taking your time out your day to view us or listen to what we talking about. Um, I know it's a very short show, but I wanted to be respectful for you times with your family during this Easter Sunday, and so we just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So, Coach, let people know where they can meet you and see you.
You can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV on all social media platforms. On X, which is formerly known as Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram, on TikTok. I have a new Facebook group, Coach 67 Sports TV. However, I'm primarily here on YouTube. You can catch all my content on my YouTube channel. Today we had episode 39 of Bayou Sports Talk with myself and my sister Kay. We talked about the double standard in terms of race when it comes to sports and entertainment.
It
We
was
talked
good.
about the Saints, we talked about LSU, we talked about the Pelicans, we talked about a variety of different sports topics. So check
And it
us
was
out.
good, man. Yeah, check them
Hopefully
out.
y'all appreciate you, bro. Hopefully y'all had an excellent Good Friday. Hopefully y'all have a blessed Easter / Resurrection Sunday. We'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening and weekend and work week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And JB, thank you for tuning in as well, brother. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. Y'all boys have a blessed weekend.
We will.
You likewise, brother.
But this was another installment of the Southern Baller Show. Y'all have a blessed day.